So I'm back out here again today, talk about my Kioti 2610 that I got about 2 years ago now. I have had it, I've put about a little over 50 hours on it, which really isn't that much in the end of, or the grand scheme of things. But like I said, I'm planning on having it last me for as long as it possibly can. You know, if it needs a rebuild or something down the line, then yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. So I'm not really adding many hours on it, but I have run into a few things that I may or may not like, or you know, depending on what people would think, and a few other things that I do really like about it, and that after using it for quite a while, definitely I'm going to point out the things that are really beneficial and I'm glad came on this tractor. So I'm going to spin the camera around and go over a few things that I like and that I don't like, and generally how it works for me overall. So alrighty, so I got the camera set around here, and like I said, kind of a 2-year update here, just kind of going over some things I don't like, things I do like, and just generally how the progress of the tractor's going. Biggest thing I don't like, you know, after 2 years, this tractor is mostly kept underneath the hood in the barn, but thing I don't like is for it being inside most of the time, you know, there's a lot of corrosion on these steel levers here, as you can see. I've been keeping a coat of WD-40 on as much as I can, but it is what it is, and you know, you get that white corrosion. I just don't really care for it. I would have preferred a painted handle. And actually, truth be told, this is the CK2610. They have updated the loaders to use the same as the CK3510 and 4010, so you get better capacity. So this has about 1,262, I believe, pounds of lifting capacity, and the newer loaders, I believe, do about 1,800. So preferably, if I would have known that that was going to happen, I would have just waited and rather got the better capacity. Knowing that, like I said, another thing is they did switch the handles on the newer ones, so that would have alleviated some issues there, just getting a more current model. But it does what I need it to do. You know, with only having 25 horsepower or 24.5, I'm never going to use it for anything real big like that. If I'm going to get into doing some more, like I said, go to my dad's place. He has bigger tractors for things that we do over there, and if I get into doing some more things over here, I may buy myself an older, you know, Alice Chalmers or something like that. Generally enjoy them anyways, but you get a lot of horsepower for cheap, and you know, this will be my kind of, like I said, I mainly use it for manure, plowing up the garden and pushing snow. I don't have a mower deck. That was one of the things I thought of, that, you know, maybe I should have gotten the smaller series, the CK2510, and had a mower deck that I could use to mow the lawn around here as well. But I don't know, part of me was like, I already had a decent sized mower, and I really been adding pasture, so I'm gonna have less to mow anyways. So in the end, I think it's better I went with the larger frame. So another complaint that I do have is I've had a couple screws walk out, no big issue, but when you don't know that they fall out, you lose them, and you'll have to either track down a size or go to the dealer to try to find the exact part number. So as you can see, there's a bolt missing here for the cowl, so that's kind of loose. And when you turn up the throttle, see how it kind of walks around. So I really need to get that tightened down, because I really don't like how that rattles, not rattles, but how it moves around. I noticed that when I was doing my 50 hour, which was a couple weeks ago, and I need to get that sorted away. The 50 hour went pretty good. All the filters were fairly reasonable. I think I paid about $70 for both the hydraulic filter, the HST filter, and the oil filter. No complaints to write home about there. And other than that, a couple of things I really do like is Really love the placement of the loader joystick lever. I've gotten on more tractors than you know, different people that own tractors and different tractors for work and stuff, and this is by far the best placement I can really write home about. The joysticks that are up here, they're in the way. You can't get on and off. It's easy to pop on here. I can use it to get on this side. It just really opens up the usefulness of the tractor, and honestly, I think that should be a freaking not company, but industry standard, is putting them down here. Now, it's a little bit more complicated because you got a whole little block down here rather than just running, you know, hoses into a block up here that's easier to service. But I think it's worth it in the end, just for that availability there. Another thing I'd really, you know, on the updated models, they use a bigger tail light here, rather. These ones are pretty cheap looking. A brand should knock them off. The newer ones are a little heavier and bigger, but no big deal. I really could probably change them out if I wanted to, if I broke them. Don't think it's that expensive of a part to worry about, but just something to note. But other than that, I mean, everything's held up really well. Parked the truck a little close here the other night. My homemade toolbox has worked out well. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had any leaks or anything like that. Paint's been holding up pretty good. You know, you get a couple scratches on it. That's what happens when you use it. Floorboard, a little bit of wear, but it is what it is. I've been thinking about getting a deck mat for this, really to help kind of keep it from wearing away all the paint. And I think it would help as far as maybe some vibration feeling. Not that it vibrates a lot, but I don't think it would hurt, to tell you the truth. And actually the dealer that I bought this one from, I believe nowadays they incorporate a floor mat with every tractor they sell, and I think some other dealers do that as well. So something to, you know, I might do. I think they're about 140 bucks for the mat, and I think it'd probably be worth it for the investment, just to keep the floorboard from rotting away and getting worn to shit. So other than that, yeah, I mean, it's been service. Haven't had to do anything else to it. No issues to write home about. So you know, I'll be sure to update you if anything does go wrong with it, but I don't expect it, especially with my lower, you know, hours use that I use with it. But it sounds as good as the day I first started it and when I got it. So I guess the paint on the bucket is holding up pretty decent as well. I'm getting some wear, but like I said, it's what you do with a tractor. You use it and you abuse it, and that is what it is. So otherwise you wouldn't be buying a tractor if you weren't going to use it. So but yeah, all right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll be sure to post any updates for anything about this tractor in regards to service life, durability, or anything in regards to that. So all right, thanks for watching.